We are, if you're just joining us, we are going to be talking about the 2022 cult classic horror film, Barbarian.
Oh, classic already.
I guess so. That's what I'm going to call
Oh.
it. That's what came out. So here we are. What did you think of Barbarian?
Barbarian, I thought it was a really good movie up until the last 25 minutes.
Oh, really? Okay.
I was very interested in what was going on. They set up a lot of different stuff in the beginning. I love Justin Long kind of showing up out of nowhere. I saw a lot of TikToks on Barbarian saying, when this guy shows up in the movie, something bad's going to happen. So I really enjoyed it. The last 25 minutes was just, I felt like them just throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall and it kind of not really working.
Can you clue me in what are you saying is the last 25 minutes? Like what starts that?
Oh, man, I'd probably say,
I'm just trying to picture it because it's been like a week since I've seen it.
Yeah, let me just look at the just because I can't remember what the character
Well,
names.
when you're doing that, I will just say real quick, and just so you guys know, we will go into some spoilers for this film. It's on HBO Max. If you think it's a type of movie that you would watch, mute us for like 2 or 3 minutes. If you don't care, it's a really crazy movie, so I would listen to the spoiler section. But yeah,
I'd probably say when Tess and AJ are in the kind of hole together, and then that on, I'd say it kind of lost me.
Gotcha.
I was pretty scared the entire time. I thought, Bill Skarsgard did a great job. Georgina Campbell did a great job. And I liked what they were setting up with Frank, which was kind of like, where is this going,
Yeah.
But it all kind of just fell apart. I felt like it got kind of goofy too. I just felt like just real quick example, when they're like sitting outside with the homeless guy, and the homeless guy goes, yeah, she never comes over here, and then of course she immediately I'm like, okay, like it's not, this is like, I just didn't, and yeah, I don't know. It just,
how many stars did you give it?
I gave it 3.5. 3.5. It was going good, and then it just, those last minutes just like it fell hard for me.
So I watched. Oh, gee, what was that? Oh wow! So that was like a week ago. I watched Barbarian about a week ago. I absolutely loved that movie. I want to watch it again. I really have just been watching other things. Is kind of the only reason that I haven't. One of my friends just rewatched it. I think he's seen it 3 times now. He saw it twice in the theater and then once the other day. I just think that this movie is just like, I won't say like, oh my god, it's incredible. It's just a really great movie. And I think that goes to show too that you had some issues with the end of it, but still consider it very good or good movie. I just think that a lot in this movie can work for a lot of different people if you like horror or are willing to watch something in that world. But I gotta say, I really, really loved all of it. The last 25 minutes for me, I felt like that's where the movie picked up. I feel like that's where, and I don't mean that to degrade the previous chunk of the movie. I loved all of that. Kind of the, I guess, light spoilers, because we're about to get into spoilers for Barbarian anyways, which...
Warning.
Throw that up there. I just thought that the Bill Skarsgard kind of segment or scenes of it was fantastic. It was almost like, you know how people will say when a movie is overstuffed or something, they'll be like, oh, it feels like 2 movies shoved into one or something like that. This was 3 movies shoved into one on purpose and done perfectly, because there really almost is 3 act structures almost in the different parts of the movie.
Right.
And I think that just when you get to the end of the movie, which the beginning of the 3rd act, whatever you want to call it, when they're in the pit, and then I guess we'll just get into spoilers for Barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
What do we want to call her? When the when she shows up and starts to like torment them and stuff, I was just like, the movie just like started becoming like electric. Like it was just, I just had no idea what to possibly expect coming next. And in terms of like the homeless guy scene, like, yeah, that was definitely like over the top, but I just liked that it was over the top. But I just liked some of the campier elements to this movie.
Even like, I don't know if you want to get into spoiler. I'll finish the thought. We can get it. Okay. But even just like Justin Long, and I know he was kind of like I feel like he maybe is just unredeemable at that point, just because, you know, that accusation of him raping this woman and, you know, all that stuff that came with that character. His like kind of like, you know, I forget where I think they're sitting with that homeless guy, and they're like, oh, he's like, oh man, you know, like maybe like if I treated something, like if I did something wrong, like maybe I should be, basically he's like, oh, maybe I should be a good person or something like that. Yeah. And they immediately, like when he gets up to that tower, and I know it's kind of like, well, obviously, you know, he's probably an irredeemable character. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna throw you off the roof of this thing and she'll just chase you. Like, what are we doing? Like
I absolutely love that decision. No, and I totally get that. That's fair.
And honestly, I was kind of like, how is she alive? She should be dead. That's 100%. Pretty. That's, like, come on.
100%. I was shocked that she was still alive, but at the same time, when they showed that she was still alive, I was like, I'm in. I was like, whatever. Like, because it was just like, you could end the movie and she's dead, or you could do like a Ready or Not type thing where you just end the movie on just this like badass note, just to end it on a badass note, just to be like, you know, good wins, or, you know, evil dies tonight, I guess. But no, but yeah, all those decisions with Justin Long, like you said, he's set up as the irredeemable character, so then you figure, well, what's the movie gonna do? Redeem him. You just see him like try to redeem himself. I say that very loosely. Like, he just like will say or think to do a good thing, but then he'll just do whatever the self-serving, you know, self-preservation thing is to do. And I really just loved and yes, of course, it was super goofy and expected, but when he just pushed her off the roof and was just like, oh, sorry, you're who she wants, so sorry about that. And then what ends up happening with him anyways, which I won't even say because it's just the end of the movie, so I'll leave that for you at least. But yeah, I thought Barbarian was absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's on HBO Max. I think it's like an hour and 40 minutes, hour and 35 minutes, something. I think that's about what it is, But it goes by pretty quick. And like I said, so many great performances and everything throughout the entire movie. But yeah, check that out. Check out Barbarian.